is not a question of ancestry, but a question of principle. And between submission and defiance, between democracy and tyranny, between rule based on title and superstition, against the consent of the governed and the will of the entire community. But my visit was also a festive occasion, for it was the celebration of a famous Republican, Phil O'Donoghue. Now, Phil is a man of few words, and words themselves are scarcely worthy of the deeds of him and his companions, Sean South of Garryowen and Fergal Hanlon of Monaghan near the border. On the last day of 1957, a cold and dismal day that it was, Phil and his companions boarded a truck and charged the RUC garrison in Brookborough in Fermanagh. In the firefight that ensued, Phil lost his comrade Sean Fergal, but their courage is remembered in the songs carried in the hearts of all Irish people, the Ballad of Sean South. The history of the struggle in this land is punctuated by the bravery of such martyrs, among them our Maoist comrade Jim Lino, who drove a backhoe filled with Semtex into the wall of an RUC constabulary at Longueuil. Now at that point, I asked myself, what could make any person face certain death so bravely? And especially these two, Sean South and Jim Lino, whose individual convictions around such questions as the origin of the universe and other things could not have been further apart. I know that it would be the certainty that their deeds and the cause of their struggle against all conquering powers could never die. In other words, as Presidente Gonzalez said, you cannot heal what is up here. The struggle is so woven into Irish life that to fight the grip of Britain is to drink from the cup of immortality itself. It is a struggle which Bobby Sands meant in no uncertain terms that everyone has a part to play, from the youth of Derry, who with the courage of their forefathers battled the PSNI vans with stones and petrol, and with reverence bring new life to the ancient songs of the struggle. It is said that Ireland is a nation which has never known freedom, but it is also said that those who do not move can never feel their chains. In the apartments and homes of many Republicans, there are arts and crafts created by the prisoners in the awful jails, Maghaberry, the H-Block, that commemorate this, and they are composed with only the materials which are available to them in the prison, including matches for the valuable skill to create the lighting of cigarettes, and the ground itself from the prison walls, which creates the beautiful texture on the sides of the crosses and harps which are created from matchsticks. And with regard to my own organization, since August 2015, revolutionaries in Canada have followed the activity of the international branch of the 32 CSM in its struggle for sovereignty and decolonization against imperialism. The British Empire and its toxic residue still occupy territory on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean. In 2017, we have dramatically increased our cooperation and in response to the state repression of both of our movements. They aim to fracture and splinter the revolutionary movement, but instead they manage to unite those who fight for revolution against colonialism. On its 20th Ardèche, which I had the pleasure of attending, the 32 CSM received a message of solidarity from José María Sisson, the chairperson of the International League of People's Struggle, in reference to Ireland's 1916 proclamation and the 1919 duel. It read, "The Irish people have not only the right to political freedom, but also to economic freedom, since the Irish people must also control the wealth of the nation and the means of production. Sisson's country, the Philippines, knows this well. Its people are subject to widespread poverty, while imperialists, including those from Canada, reap its bountiful mineral wealth and exploit its citizens in agricultural production here." Joma Sisson has fought alongside his people against neocolonialization, drawing on generations of old cultures of revolution.